everybody, welcome to Coffee and Conversation. It's Angela, it's Monday, let's go. Are we ready? Are you ready for a birthday? I hadn't done that for y'all in a while, so I figured I would just go ahead and do that for you. Hey family, did you have a fantastic week? I certainly hope that you did, that you all enjoyed the week, that you all made a decision to live a happy and healthier life despite all the things that are going on in the world today. I hope that you all made choices to do that. Last week I had a little bit of a blip with my videos. I'm not sure what happened, but it has been corrected. 2 videos were loaded last week. One to discuss weight and what I'm doing around my weight, to get rid of weight, and check out that video if you're interested in seeing what I'm talking about and what I'm doing. And then the other video, for some kind of way, some fluky way, the wrong video loaded and I put the thumbnail on the wrong, well, however it happened, it's corrected. So if you didn't get a chance to check out last week's video, go ahead and check it out. All right, so for today we're going to be talking about being resilient and what that means and the importance of resilience. You know, we are in a time where it's important that you're able to cultivate that skill set of resilience, and being resilient is something that it's like a muscle. You have to build it up. You have to make it strong. You don't, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing that we don't come into the world either having resilience or not. It is a skill that you continuously work to improve, and we want to talk about improving your ability to be resilient. So first of all, I like to start with definitions. What is the definition of resilience? Resilience is the process of adapting well, adjusting well, dealing with something well, greatly, in a good way, in the face. So you're dealing with something in a great way, in the face of adversity, in the face of trauma, in the face of tragedy, in the face of threats or stress. Your ability to not just cope, y'all, not cope, but to handle a thing greatly, to handle a thing well, to handle a thing with grace, in the face of all types of stuff. See, that's what resilient is. Being resilient is. Are you resilient? In the face of tragedy, do you fall apart? I'm gonna ask you a bunch of questions today. Do you fall apart? Are you no good for 2 days in the face of frustration, in the face of stress, in the face of tragedy? Do you shut all the way down and cannot rebound? If that's you, then you need to work on the muscles of resilience. You need to get busy with being resilient. Okay, now, a lot of us confuse what being resilient is. We think being resilient is bouncing back. And it is bouncing back, but it's how you bounce back. We think resilience is what I call grit. That's just pressing through. I'm going to press through to the end. That's not resilient, that's grit. I'm going to stay the course. That's grit. Now, grit is a part of resilience, but it doesn't encompass the entire definition of what it means to be resilient. For Angela, you are handling something in a resilient way when, as a result of the tragedy, as a result of the stress, as a result of the drama, the trauma, the nerve wrack, all of that, I could somehow find a way to come out better than I was before. I could somehow come out where the situation is working better for my good. Where some kind of way I'm in a better position at the end of it. COVID came and was stressful. And I was resilient in that I used that time to build better bonds with my family, with my children, with my husband. I'm gonna come out better on the other side of COVID than when I went in. See, that's being resilient. When you can take something that's stressful and turn it into a win. Oh, you thought this was gonna beat me, but it didn't. Oh, you thought because you left me. You thought because our relationship ended. You thought because you didn't give me that promotion. You thought because You know, it didn't come when I thought it was gonna come, that it was gonna be the end of my greatness, but it is not, because I am what? Because we are what? We are resilient. All right. Now, we done talked about what resilience is not just grit. So how do I become resilient? If you're saying, okay, I'm a resilient person, but we can always be better, right? So I had that this week. If you had asked me, was I resilient, I would have said, yes, absolutely, I'm a resilient person. I'm very resilient. I'm a resilient woman. I'm a black woman. Of course I'm resilient. I certainly would have said that, right? But you know, life has a way of testing you. And I told you, you got to listen to your life now. You got to listen to what your life is telling you about you. So here goes the story. My boss, I have a person that I report into. We all have a manager. I don't care what level somebody's managing you, and you know. So I'm on the phone with my manager, and I report into one particular manager, and I have two other managers that I report into. But one that I that's like responsible for evaluations and increases and stuff like that. So for whatever reason, my manager is on the phone with one of my other leaders. And I don't know what happened in the conversation, but my manager comes back to me and he says, Angela, so-and-so said he doesn't know what you do. Okay, wait, what do you mean? He said, you know, what are you doing? Because he said he don't know what you're doing. Okay, so instantly my ears got hot. Like I got irritated. I got fully angry. I got defensive. And I was trying to pretend to recover, you know, pretend like I wasn't offended at the statement. And then I had to just admit that I was offended. You know, I just had to admit that I was not able to be grown up in that moment. And I said to my manager, you know what, I'm pissed. I'm flat out pissed. I work too hard and do too good a job for you all to sit up here and say that you don't know what I do. Are you kidding me? Right? I got irritated, right? So I hang the phone up. We talk for a little while. You know, he kind of talks me off the ledge. I hang the phone up and I take a few minutes to breathe. And then I get to, well, wait a minute, Angela, this is actually a really good thing. He only told you one part of the conversation. He didn't tell you the whole conversation. And he said that, you know, you do an excellent job, but he just didn't know exactly what you did. So you don't even know what he's really saying. It sounds to me like you just really need to do a better job of showing all that you do. You're not bragging on yourself enough. You have wins, but you're not doing a great job of going back to those leaders because they trust you to do what you're supposed to do. That's why they can say, I don't know what she's doing, because we trust her to do what she's supposed to do and do a great job at it. But you need to close the loop. There's a gap there in, yes, you perform very well, but you're not doing a great job of showing it to the world. And you need to do a better job of that. That kind of occurred to me as I sat and listened and calmed down and stopped being angry. I said, oh, okay. So then I sent my leader a note and said, can we connect again before the day ends? And I said, you know, I understand. I said, I'm sorry, I kind of leaped off the ledge on you a little bit earlier. I said, but now I understand what you're saying. Or what you're asking. And he didn't even ask for this. Like, he didn't even ask this. He didn't express this. But I said, I'm going to do a better job of communicating to you my wins, the achievements that I do. I said, I'm an individual contributor and I'm an independent worker. I like working in my own little silo. And I forget that I need to share with you what's happening in my world. Otherwise, no one will have an appreciation of the work that I'm doing. So now I got to sit down and figure out how am I going to show this in a great way. That's an example of being resilient, okay? Now, where's my area of growth? And I'm using my personal world here to kind of to paint a picture. Where do I need to grow? It would have been great. Now, I came to myself within two, maybe 3 hours. But it would have been great if I had the emotional maturity and wherewithal where when I was presented with it, I would have been able to respond in a healthy manner quickly. Oh, okay, so I can respond well, but I need time to do so. You want to be able to respond well at any time. Now let me give you a caveat here in that. Now I'm saying that, but let me give you a little caveat. Depending upon the issue, you might not respond well out the gate. I don't always respond well when it comes to my kids. I will act the fool on you and apologize later. Shoot first, discuss later. It's my kids, and I don't apologize for that. I act a plumb fool. And it's just we fighting Callaways. It is what it is. It's gonna come on out when it comes to the kids. I'm not really the knuck and the buck is coming. But sometimes you want to be able to manage your emotions well when it counts. Now, luckily, I work for a supervisor that I'm able to be myself with, and that I felt comfortable saying, hey, I'm pissed about what just happened. But ideally, what if I had a leader where I couldn't have displayed that, and I needed to have been able to articulate in the moment a level of resiliency that I didn't have a 2-hour gap for. That's the area where I need to grow. And the more personal the area is to you, I dare say you need to examine how you are responding to things. Are you responding to stress in those areas well? If you are in a relationship and it's very, very important to you, and when something threatens it, are you out here with a gun trying to shoot somebody, stab somebody in the middle of the street screaming and yelling? Ma'am, you need to become a little bit more resilient in the area of your relationship. Sir, you cover the whole gamut. We'll start with a ma'am again, but start. You need to be a little bit more resilient in how you manage the areas of your relationship. If you cannot quickly get to what is this communicating to me, then you need to work on that. You need to be able to train your mind in those moments. So we're going to start talking about how to do that. One, you need to train your mind. Train your mind and listen for Holy Ghost guidance. Holy Ghost, what are you saying in this moment? Before I open my mouth, before I shoot off, before I handle this poorly, what are you saying? What are you leading me to do? What are next steps for me? How is this situation positive for me? How can this situation that appears to be negative be positive for me? How can I use this negative situation in a positive manner? How can I use this situation to create something positive in my life? Train your emotions to be calm. Train your emotions to, in moments of adversity, I'm going to breathe. I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to say, let me think about that. Get you some pausing statements. Let me think about that. Let me consider that. If I had just said that for 2 seconds, I would have said, I'm not pissed. I'm pissed about this. If I could have been able to say, well, give me just a minute and let me think about what that could be stemming from. I don't honestly know. Can I have a day or two to think about where that statement may have come from? Can I have an hour or two? I don't know where that came. All of those things are things I could have done, but I wasn't prepared. I wasn't prepared to do that. Practice solving problems for yourself. And if you can't, then you need somebody around you that's a critical thinker that you can kick the tires with, and you all can create solve a problem together. Who are your critical thinkers? I tell y'all all the time, you need a good bench. B-E-N-C-H, bench. Get you a good bench. Something else I want you to ask yourself in moments of adversity. So I said, how is this a blessing? How can I turn this into a blessing? Next, I want you to ask yourself, how does this serve my higher purpose? My purpose in life. How does this help and assist in my higher purpose? How does this do that? What is this here to teach me? This is here to teach me something. So what is it here to teach me? What should I be learning from this? What is my plan for growth, healing, opportunity? These are questions that you should ask yourself over and over again when you find yourself in moments of adversity until it becomes habit. And you don't have to think about it. It's knee-jerk. What am I supposed to learn from this? It's a knee-jerk. What is this teaching me? It's a knee-jerk. How can I grow from this? It's a knee-jerk. How does it, oh my God, I can see how this serves my purpose in life. That's the way you should be working. Because here's the goal. The goal is to be mentally tough, mentally strong, have mental fortitude where you don't have the lag between the adversity, the stress, and the response. That's the ultimate goal in resilience. No matter what comes, you are ready to, in grace, move forward. It doesn't take you a week, 2 weeks, 2 hours, a month to get over the stress before you're able to move forward. Child, sometimes you don't have all that time. You need to be able to move forward right then. Recognize, as we come to a close, church, recognize, guys, when you cannot heal yourself and you need greater help. So if this is an area that you can't heal yourself in, that you can't get yourself together in, and you know you need to sit on somebody's couch, go get help. Don't sit over here and flail around, drowning in the water in the abyss of your mess. Get somebody to help you, please. Like all these people out here coaching and counseling and psychiatry and do preaching and clergy, go and help. Amen. Use this experience for growth. Whatever the experience is, use this to grow. Use this to do better. Use this to overcome whatever has presented itself in your life. And lastly, I'm going to leave you with forgiveness. Forgive the situation. Quickly forgive the situation. Forgive the tragedy. Forgive the stress. And don't harbor the circumstance in your heart. All right, guys, that's all I have for you today on Coffee and Conversation. Big hug. Mwah. I love to hear from you. Talk to me this week. Bye-bye.